Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kkoolade or Amanda, and today I bring you another speed build video. For this one, it is currently fall and I have been really vibing the fall energy right now. It's perfect that my game was already in that season too, because you can see all of the pretty autumn foliage in the background. But I have been very obsessed with Baldur's Gate 3 and other fantasy games at the moment, like World of Warcraft, having a real renaissance of medieval fantasy in my life at the moment. And I think that The Sims 4 could use a little bit more medieval fantasy itself. So I'm building a tavern, kind of like a old-fashioned inn kind of thing, tavern inn, interchangeable, I suppose. So I actually based the layout of this tavern on, I think they were various Lego builds that I had found on Google Images. I don't know if you all do this when you're building things, but I feel like all of the time on like social media and on the internet, I come across really good inspiration for building things. And then when it actually comes time for me to want to sit down and build it, I can't find it, and I'm on Google Images just like frantically trying to find anything that just ever so slightly resembles what I was looking for beforehand. I just probably need to start saving things. So Lego came in clutch here for serving for my inspiration for the outer design of this building. I'm going with that classic architectural thing where there's like a little bit of a jutting out on the second floor. I don't know enough about architecture. I think they used to do it for like supporting the building, but I really don't know what I'm talking about. But if anyone does, please let me know in the comments because I'd love to know more about it. But yeah, that thing, that shape, that is very typical of this kind of thing. So I decided to go with 3 floors here. The very bottom floor is like the kitchen slash service quarters. It's where all of the servants and the people that work here at this inn go downstairs, like have their supplies. It's where all of the drinks and the alcohol are stored, where the chefs work, all of that. And then the second floor is going to be the main socializing area. It's where people would come inside to check in. Or I don't know, I guess we didn't really have medieval reservations, but where they would go to get their room keys. And there's also a bar on that floor, as well as various places to sit, a cozy fireplace. You know, you come in from the cold, from your long weary travels, and it's just a nice, warm, inviting space. And then the third floor is where the actual rooms are. Initially went with 4 bedrooms, but then I decided to drop it down to 3 because I couldn't find a good location to put the bathroom that felt like it made sense. So you will see that as well. I am absolutely obsessed with these stained glass windows from the Realm of Magic pack, and that also served as a very big inspiration for why I wanted to do this build, because I'm always trying to think of something where I can use the like green and gold and brown tones together. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep the whole color scheme warm browns and old-fashioned feeling. And then for the stable outside, so because we have Horse Ranch now, I wanted to add a stable outside. I felt like from a role-playing perspective, that makes sense. You are traveling a long distance, like you have horses, you have supplies you need to store, or maybe you just ride in from your estate to get a drink at the bar. But anyway, you need a place to put your horse. I'd love to actually make it functional and have the horse beds there so that the horses can stay. I haven't played with the horses yet, so I don't really know kind of like their limitations. If there is a way to just kind of put them in a little stall and like tie them up for a few hours, but I did make stalls for it. But the reason that I didn't go with the beds specifically was because the width of the beds did not work out for me to put 2 of them next to each other and also be in line with the shape of the building. So I scrapped that idea and decided to go with 3 individual standing stalls instead. But if you wanted to make it functional, I think it would be pretty easy to fix. Or even if you just need like 1 horse bed, that could totally be doable. Here I am decorating the horse stall outside. I liked the hay that was just laying around on the ground as an item, so I put that down so it looked messy. If it was used, put out a water trough and a place for the horses to have food. I know that at some point when I was doing this build, there was a bug that I'm not sure if it's been fixed yet with the stair railings. So Some of them disappeared. I didn't want to delete the stairs and put them back out of fear that it would make it worse somehow, that it would like take away existing stair railings. So I just kind of like left them alone once I placed them. I think at the end of the build, a few of them are missing railings, but yeah. So I had a lot of fun trying to make the basement kitchen floor look kind of grimy and dark. I imagine that being a cook in a medieval tavern would not be the most glamorous thing. You know, it'd probably be hot and frantic and they'd be making things. So I tried to make it nice, but also a little dismal. I don't know, it's a nice tavern. Like, I'd like to think they treat their employees well, but there isn't also like a huge cooking space or anything. But I grabbed a lot of clutter and boxes and barrels to stick around in this area. I also, because we have all of the nectar crates too, I decide to throw those in everywhere and make it like a location where they go and grab the nice alcohol, or where they resupply. Like the waiters or their servants like come down the stairs and like get the drinks for the people up there. I'm decorating the outside a little bit more with some other like barrels and various outdoorsy things. I put a little coat rack by the front door in the servants' quarters, as if it was like the area where they would drop off their things when they come into work. And like the entrance on the ground floor is only for the people that are working there. Like if you are a customer or if you are someone who's staying there, you definitely go up the stairs and go in on the second level. I love this little fuzzy plushy white rug. I think it fits into the old medieval royalty kind of thing well, because I imagine it's some kind of like skin from an animal, like a fur rug kind of thing. And it would be very cozy for the little rooms. And also, of course, the bathroom has to have that old barrel tub, because we don't have showers in this time. The servants like bring up all of the hot water from the basement floor and they fill up the tub for you. There are a few things that I include here randomly that include plumbing, but just pretend that it doesn't really work like that. The bar taps, we definitely don't have bar taps. When it comes to the space on the second floor, I struggled a bit with the layout here and like what exact furniture I wanted to include. When I give myself really large spaces to work with, I kind of just, my brain gets stuck in a loading screen. Like I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to section out the room to make it look nice. I don't know if I ended up being super happy with what I chose, but I did try to include some random sitting spaces around the second floor, as well as some pub tables and bar stools so that, you know, the people who are just coming in for a drink can be there. Hotel lobby and bar and restaurant. Grabbed all of these pub signs and the sword and shield and everything and stuck those around the walls to try to decorate it. I'm including paintings in all of the rooms, try to make it homey. And then I also go through and include lots of plants everywhere. I kind of ended up liking the yellow flowers because they do fit within the fall color scheme. So I put lots of sunflowers around. I had some trouble trying to match all of the wood tones together. I think I changed the floorings and the walls and everything multiple times. And I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing in terms of creativity, but I feel like if I have one or two different wood tones, I want every single thing to match in the room. And, you know, in The Sims 4, you only have so many options. Sometimes the tones just like don't match up that well, or like you get them as close as you can, and that's about all you can do. And I can't decide if it would be better if I could make all of them the same color, or if that would make everything feel very flat and boring, or if it's better there are all these varying tones that hopefully go together well enough. I don't know enough about like color theory and interior design to answer that question myself. And so now we get to painting the outside. I wanted it to, even though it doesn't quite make sense in the actual neighborhood that we're in, I wanted it to feel like this tavern was just along a busy street, that while you're walking you'd come across it. And I added lots of dirt around the area, as if like, you know, people who are like the workers who are on break would go outside and like stand on the side of the building and maybe like smoke or hang out and chat. And then there's lots of dirt around the stable area because of all the horses coming and going. And I also wanted to keep accentuating that fall feel by adding a lot more of these fall colored trees around the area. Really sell the autumnal vibes. I started putting ivy all over the back of the house, and then I didn't really like how it was looking, so I tried to just add a little bit and not go overboard. I feel like it's really easy to just start putting ivy all over the frickin' house once you get started. I was thinking about doing outdoor seating, but I decided just to throw a little picnic table outside so that people could sit outdoors as well. Oh, yeah, and to like go with it being on the city street, I put a well in the middle as if people would like walk there and gather to get water. Or maybe like the well isn't in use anymore, but it's just like a relic of something that used to be. Something else that I wanted to do is once I'm done with just looking at the lighting, I go through and delete all of the lights in the various rooms, and I replace everything with the like lanterns or the wall sconces. That's something I could maybe enjoy getting more CC of, is candles. But yeah, I use like oil lanterns, oil lamps, candles, all of those to keep it lit, which by the end I actually really love because I think it helps give it that more cozy feeling because of all of the warm lighting from the candles. And of course we don't have electricity in this time, so everyone gets their own little personal oil lantern for their bedroom. And the kitchen was fun to light as well because I was just putting candles, I was just putting these oil lamps everywhere. It's a little drab, but it works. I hope that you all like this video. I hope that maybe you're even feeling inspired to make more fantasy medieval builds yourself. I am someone that voted for the medieval kit between those two options of like the futuristic or the medieval from Sims 4, so I'm hoping that we get that soon because I would love to see what items they're giving us. I was a big fan of Dragon Valley in The Sims 3. I played that for a legacy challenge exclusively, so just being able to bring any of that flavor to The Sims 4 is always so much fun for me. Let me know in the comments if there are any medieval fantasy games that you all really like that I should check out. Otherwise, please give me a like and a subscribe if you'd like to support me, and I will see you all in the next video.